Hello. I'm Jackie.
Jackie, Elzbieta.
Oh, nice to meet you. Hi.
Hello, I'm Patrick.
Hi.
Pettrac.
Hi. Hi,
And Pam Davis.
Oh, hi. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too.
I'm the one that called you yesterday.
Oh, the manager is
Yes,
Mark.
Patrick.
Nice to meet you.
Can I sit here next to you?
Better over here, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can he sit here?
Oh,
Is
yeah.
that
Just
okay?
pass me my bag.
Oh,
Please.
okay.
Or,
Yeah.
just hand me my bag. Thank you.
Hi there.
Is there a photo lady coming? The one that.
She asked me, and I said it would be up to you to have permission for that. So
I
told her
replied
to contact you.
I replied to her. She posted a comment on my.
Oh, here she. This is her. Okay.
Okay.
Do you want her here?
I thought she wanted
Hello?
to be here. I don't
Hi,
know.
this is Jackie. Hi. Hi. Hi, Liz. We were just talking about you. Elzbieta. Yes, yes. She said that she gave you permission to attend. Are you here? Oh, okay. Would you like us to put you on speakerphone? I can call you back and then you can just listen in. Would that be okay? We'll identify ourselves by name so you know who's speaking. Okay, I'll call you right back. Okay. So, if it's okay with you to have her conferenced in so she can...
Yes, that's why we are
She's
also
working on a
recording.
story.
So if we're gonna all record this.
Jackie, are you okay with that?
I'm fine with it.
Okay.
Are you okay?
I'm not gonna use the names. That's why also I cannot go into too many details.
What is the purpose for the recording?
The purpose of the recording is since you have also, I made attempts with you guys, and I remember you because I remember handing you the letter. Attempts with you guys to get reunited with
So what is
Rex.
the purpose of, what are you going to do with the recording is what I'm asking. Are you going to post it on YouTube and Facebook and all that, or?
I will, if it comes to that need, I hope it doesn't come.
So you are planning on publicly releasing it on the internet?
Because I have seen the comments that Humane Society is telling
Liz?
that I'm putting you a bad name or something.
Liz?
And some people are trying to picture me as a bad character. So I want everything
So-
on the
Can you hear
table.
me? It's
I
Jackie.
understand.
Okay.
We can
I'm gonna
discuss
put you on
later
speaker.
if we're
No,
gonna
but
have to.
we have to discuss before
Okay.
we start. So, hi there.
Hi, it's Liz Rizzo. How are you doing?
Hi, so we kind of got started, but we're going to stop and let's introduce ourselves. My name is Keoni Vaughn. I'm the Director of Operations for the Hawaiian Humane Society.
Hi.
My name's Matt Malta. I'm the shelter manager.
And I'm Jackie. I'm the Director of Community Relations.
My name is Elzbieta Trzeciak, and I am the owner of Rex.
Okay, I'm Liz Rizzo, and I write a pet column for the Honolulu Examiner.
Okay, we have two more people here.
Patrick.
I'm Patrick, Elzbieta's husband.
Pam Davis.
And you're
And
with
you're with-
Animal Advocates?
Yes, I am.
Okay. So, we were just discussing there's a video camera that, I'm sorry, Elzbieta?
Yes.
Elzbieta brought and is currently recording, and also it appears that Pamela Davis is also recording. So I'm just wanting to know what the intentions are prior to starting, what we're going to be doing with, what their intentions are in doing with the video, such as putting it on YouTube and whatnot. So we have not got an answer yet, but I just want to make clear what the intentions are.
Are you
Elzbieta?
asking?
Yeah.
Oh.
I have seen comments of different people saying bad things that I try to put like a bad name to Humane Society. So I think public, if they want to know, they have the right to know. I'm speaking him from my heart, and I'm trying to get reunited with Rex here, okay?
Sure.
I don't want to go to court,
Sure.
but I will if I have to,
Okay.
because there's some information missing.
Okay. So.
Okay, somebody's lying,
Okay.
and I don't want to point the finger.
And I appreciate it,
Okay.
Elzbieta, okay? And I want to start off on the right foot, okay?
Okay.
But I still don't understand. I just need you to answer the question what you plan on doing, what your intentions are to use with the video. If it's for your own purposes and to keep private, that's one thing. If it's going to be public, that's another thing. I just need to know.
Pam,
and be
may I
clear.
ask you this? Do you want to keep this video private, And in case if ever serve as a evidence in court, or
Well, it's really not up to me. I'm just here as your reporter. They have a reporter. I'm your reporter.
okay, what is it that you want? Do you want the camera to be shut down?
I would humbly respect and ask that you keep the video recording private.
Okay. May I ask why?
Sure. I mean, I don't think that it's appropriate. I don't know where this conversation is going. I am here to let you know that we are taking this situation very seriously. I am the Humane Society is very upset on what happened and feel for you. However, I'm not sure what's going to come out of this meeting as far as your personal...
Okay.
Can I finish?
Sorry. Yes, please finish. Sorry.
Thank you. Your personal details. And I don't know if this is something that would be appropriate for the entire world to see, because it has to do with a lot of your personal details, and I'm just not comfortable. I don't want us to be accused of all this stuff coming out. So,
Well,
if you're comfortable...
whoever owns the video camera and the recorder, I mean, if you've permitted it, I'm assuming that's consent to share. I don't think that there's anything that we say or what we look like that we mind being repeated or...
Yeah, I have absolutely, just so you know, I have absolutely nothing to hide, but I do want to let you know the sensitivity of some of the information.
Okay.
Okay?
Well, they can decide at the end of the day.
Well, there are other parties involved, right? So if names start coming out, I don't want to be held, the Humane Society does not want to be held accountable for any kind of names coming out of this conversation to be released to the public. This is your case, and this is not the world's case.
Now let me ask you this question. Are we here to help me get reunited with Rex? Or are we here to prove that you are right? Because I'm getting a feeling...
Elzbieta, this meeting has nothing to do with who's right or who's wrong.
Okay.
This is all about clarification and here to answer any questions that I can legally answer.
And you know what we can do is when you talk about names, just say their initials. You don't have to disclose their first and last name.
Okay, if she asks me, I can answer. But again, this is...
Answer with initials.
Because I'm not going to disclose the names on my papers either.
Sure.
Because I hope it doesn't go to court. Because I don't want to mention so the public knows who they are.
Right.
Sure.
So I would do the same thing.
Okay, I will redact the names unless you ask me to.
I won't even have to ask you the names.
Fine.
You can say friend, ex, person, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Okay. All right, sure. So why don't we start with, again, our purpose here is to, listen to what you want to tell us and ask us.
Okay.
And I would like to hear your version of the story.
Okay.
And then I will not interrupt you, ask you any questions, okay? And then I humbly ask that you do the same once you are done.
Okay.
I'm going to let you know kind of our position and what transpired.
Okay.
Will that work?
Yes, absolutely. I'm going to try not to mention the names.
Okay.
I'm going to say ex, friend, and
I have no,
friend.
just so you know, I have no problems with you disclosing names. But we are not.
Okay, my question is, before I even start, do you want me to present you with the evidence of my microchip registration, or you don't care about that?
So I want you to tell me exactly what you're here to tell me and what you feel has transpired, and if you want to show it to me.
I think we can do that afterwards.
Okay.
Let's just go through the timeline of what you feel happened.
Okay, this is, okay, I'm going to try my best.
Okay.
Maybe there is a misunderstanding. I'm not
Sure.
blaming anybody, absolutely, but I do want my baby back, okay?
Sure.
So I really appreciate you guys are here, okay? This is the thing. I went to Africa, and I left my 2 dogs with my ex. He agreed to take care of them for me, right?
When was this?
Okay, here my emails from Africa say the date Monday, April 5th, so it's 2010. So I'm believing it's sometimes March or some before
Spring
that.
2010.
Okay. Yes. Now the thing is, I went to Africa. I left my dogs with him there on Microchip. I left him this file. Okay.
With
my ex.
Okay, with your ex.
I left him. Now, the now ex-girlfriend, because we were already actually exes, okay? But we lived together for 2 years, so he knew the dogs and he loved them just like I do, not as me, but he cared for them. He said, "I'll take care of you, of the dogs." Maybe he was hoping we get back, I don't know. Now, the girlfriend who was living with him, she just talked to me on the phone last night that she will testify that she was there and took care of the dogs as well. So So they were with him the whole time. Now, the dogs ran away, and I discovered in Africa email from my other friend because I wanted to make sure that AVID had at least 2 numbers, right? So he emails me saying, Rex is in the shelter. So I panic, and I email back.
And when did he email you? What's the date?
Okay, I'm going to send you, just read you this.
Sure. What was the date?
Monday, April 5, 2010, 12:14 p.m. Okay, this is what he says. Elzbieta, I also called the Humane Society and left a missing dog report with the microchips and my number. They will call me even though I'm not the owner. I explained to them you are out of the country. So the other thing this email says, I called AVID from the same person, from friend, and I explained to them your dogs are missing and you are in Kenya, so unable to call. So I'm becoming aware, oh my God, what's going on with the dogs, or what's going on. I'm going back and forth with emails, thinking that my dogs are safe, okay? And then there is email from Pettrac Recovery sending me, hi, here's the form you requested, Lori, AVID Pettrac, because I wanted to update again just in case, okay? So then what happens, my friend tells me, in the meantime, I call my ex and go pick up Rex. If he's in Humane Society, please go pick him up. I don't care, if we have fights or not. And he's like, okay. And he came because Violet confirmed that she described
This
it.
is in April.
I would not know at this moment because there's confusing things, because my friend tells me that the dog ran away twice, or that he ended up here twice. So so what happens is my ex tells me I'm gonna go, and he comes here.
Yeah.
But Violet told him you cannot retrieve because the other friend is already calling saying, okay, he's gonna pick up the Rex. So then my friend emails me.
When was that?
I cannot retrieve it right now because there's so many emails going back and forth, and I ran out literally of the ink. This is all the papers here, yeah? So I will be printing it out if necessary to clarify. So then, so he emails me back saying, I got Rex, he's safe. I'm like, wow, great. And the other thing is then he tells me everything is fine. In the meantime, what happens the next day? The day before I embarked on the plane to come to United States back, happy.
And what day was that?
I will look at all the records. I know it was either October or November of 2010, right? Okay, so I will have to track it down to make it sense. He emails me, oh my God, Rex got scared of fireworks from the Halloween or whatever, and he ran away. So I say to my other friend, let's go look for Rex, he might be at the beach. So, and then we stopped here, and that's when I showed up here for the first time saying, where is Rex? I'm reporting here my dog.
Do you know what date that was?
When I came here the first time, I will have to track that as well.
Okay.
Because I have.
That's fine.
Yes, there's so many papers involving this. Actually, this is when I can give you approximate date. Because when I retrieved now, this says the date here, right? December 31st, 2011.
No, that's when it expires.
Oh, that's when it expires. Thank you. Date issued 12/06.
Okay.
2010.
December 6th or 2010.
So it's around that time. I don't. I really remember. Basically, I come here and I found out Rex was adopted. That's when I started all the communication with him. What happened? And yes, the desk girl, she was actually nice because I cried. I said, please contact these people and call them and say there's some misunderstanding here. I want my dog back. So she tells me I will call, but I have to talk to the manager first. And she did that. And then either I called her or she called me. I called her because I was very anxious. And she tells me the lady is actually considering, right? She's going to ask her husband who's been deployed in Iraq. So there is some time also collapsing here because I'm waiting, hoping this woman probably has like a heart. And then I call and I find out, no, that's not going to happen. She's keeping the dog. That's it. End of story. That is when my friend and we wrote the letters here, and I have all the copies of the school.
I have them.
Oh, okay. And we wrote those letters, and I came here. And we were having a very hard time with that as well, because you guys were saying that we don't want to harass this woman. So there was back and forth communication about that and phone calls made. And then finally you guys agreed, and my friend again, and we were back and forth here many times. So finally you agreed to send her that letter, right? Now, I've never have a proof that she received it or got lost or anything. This is my faith. Okay, she received the letter, and I'm thinking, well, this is a cold person. If I wrote her a letter begging, I will buy the dog from you. I'm telling you what happened. And she still doesn't want to give my dog back. That person must be a cold. And that was my feeling. And then I was talking to Officer Martin a lot.
I thought we weren't going to use names.
Oh, I'm sorry. We're going to have to delete that. So I apologize. Now I'm getting, see, thank you. I appreciate that. So then I talked to the officer here, saying, he was saying to me, I personally made the investigation here. I personally delivered the letter to her and all that stuff. And this is, when all this happened, I felt that there was nothing to be done than going to court. I thought, oh, I'm going to save the money. I did contact the lawyers. And I asked them, what do I do in this situation if I want the dog back? Because I'm not giving up. There's something is missing here. And the attorney told me, okay, $3,000 retainer fee. Something, okay, I'm going to save up the money. In the meantime, there were a period of time I got depressed. I thought, wow, this is too much. What if I just give up the idea? But I couldn't. So I started to calling, like, I posted ads on Craigslist, because I don't know if this woman even has my dog. It cost me, airlines asked me $700 to pay for Rex, because he had to travel special cargo because of his size. And they didn't like the crate, the maximum in size airport approved crate. So I spent 4 days and 4 nights at the San Francisco airport. And all they did, they kept extending my airline ticket, saying, we cannot help you. I'm like, I'm flying on Rex. I'm not leaving him here. Until the 4th day, the manager, when I finally cried, and people were starting to commenting, there is a woman sitting on the airport, for God's sakes, with no food, with 2 dogs, with 1 cat and luggage on the ground. So finally the manager did say, airport, please give her a wooden crate. And they let us fly. So my point is this, I don't know this woman. If she is military wife, and if they're deployed, and if she left this dog to a neighbor or something, and this dog's run away, what happens? I don't know what happens. I want my baby back. So I started to post on Craigslist saying, have you seen this dog? I started to look at every picture in a freaking, I'm sorry the language, and Facebook, saying if I can recognize Rex. There's so many German Shepherds that looks like Rex, I didn't know that. I'm becoming, and my husband has been stressed out because I can't sleep. We had fever he had fever for 2 days now. So I'm like desperate. I'm like, I can't wait. And that is why I posted this cry for help. Because this woman maybe doesn't even, or she gave it to somebody else, and this person doesn't even know. And I just want him back. I offered to pay money. I offered to buy him back. Anything I can do to have him back.
I can tell how much you love this dog.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah,
So
it must be very, very difficult. But I have a question for you. So when you left the country, you were gone for about how many months?
I was all over Europe and Africa raising money for those homeless children, which videos are on the website, so it's proven.
How long?
About a year, I guess.
A year.
Now I could still track that exact date, but it was a year.
About a year.
Yes, and my ex agreed to keep them, and he was in touch with me. So
I appreciate everything that's going through. Okay, and I totally can understand your feelings. Okay, and I appreciate you telling me the timeline and the sequence of events. I want you to know that the Humane Society, our primary role is to keep people with their animals, right? We are not trying to keep animals from people, okay? We take these types of cases very seriously. I personally have been working on this case for a very long time, right? with our interaction in the beginning, and these are very difficult times. Okay, difficult situation. I'm going to go through, and I ask that you let me finish. Okay, I'm going to go through the timeline based on all the investigation that we've done in this case. Okay, let me just start off, and it's going to be difficult. I'm going to try to use the initials. Okay, so it all makes sense. When we conducted our investigation, it was determined that you left the country to Poland in January of 2010. Your ex-boyfriend, initials EM, allegedly kicked you out of your home and so you left and had to go to Poland for the personal reason that I'm not going to disclose because we're filming and it's not pertinent. In March of 2010, one of your friends, initials RP, okay, files a loss report with the Humane Society, okay, on your behalf. The loss report indicated that your friend RP your friend RP told us that he thinks that your ex, EM, is either going to turn in the dog or has turned in the dog. Okay? And also told us that you were in a very abusive relationship and that EM doesn't want anything to do with these dogs. Okay? The dog never came to us in March. Dog's never been here in March of 2010. Okay? I get a report from RP that EM was, and I don't know a better term, but was
friend and ex. Maybe that
friend and ex. Well, there's a couple friends that get involved, but that your ex was trying to, and I use quote, mess with your head and tell you that he didn't want the dogs anymore and he was going to get rid of the dogs, and that he turned the dogs in. Dogs never came here. Okay. April of 2010, the dogs are still in our possession. Dogs are still in the possession of your ex. Okay. I was told that you left Poland and went to Kenya. Okay. Ex still has the dog. At that time, your friend RP suggests to you to change the microchip information so if your ex gets rid of the dogs and they showed up at the Humane Society or at the clinic, that the Humane Society or the clinics would not call your ex. They would call you or they would call your friend RP. Okay? RP calls AVID to see how to do this, and AVID sends you a form via email. RP claims you didn't, and it's somewhat irrelevant, but RP claims that he paid for the microchip registration changeover to add RP onto the registration as an emergency contact, but not an owner. Okay? As we did some research in this, we contacted AVID. EM, your ex, was never ever entered on the AVID paperwork. Okay? And again, let me finish, okay? I have personally requested that they send me a copy of all the transmittals that went through, because they log everything down.
This is AVID.
AVID. They have never received, according to their records, and I'm not arguing anything, I'm just going by what they told me, they have never received any documentation. They did not know who EM was, your ex. Okay? The only person that was listed as the owner for the entire time, since the dog was first registered, was you, and I was told, and forgive me if this is wrong, another ex that was named the PP. And if you're comfortable, I can tell you the first name, and maybe that'll...
I don't want...
Okay?
It's not the ex, it's the current husband.
Okay. So that is
Don't
the
know
newest,
relationships.
that is the
me.
newest updated information.
Okay, let me finish.
Okay.
According to AVID, you are the only registered owner, and PP is the PP and RP, right, are the only two emergency contacts that are ever been on this record. Okay, this is per AVID. All right, let's fast forward. That was in April. Okay, August 2010, August 17th, the dog came in as a stray at 11:35 a.m. Our staff took in the dog. The dog was, and this is only going by the person that turned in the dog, okay? Supposedly, the dog was found in Waipahu.
Which would be by I'm sorry, now my friends.
RP?
Yes, which would be RP's house.
Okay, hang on. I have the address, but I guarantee it's not RP's house, okay?
But it was in there.
I'm not, let me finish, okay? So, found in Waipahu, a gentleman by the name of, and I think this is really critical, I just can give you the initials. Let's see if you recognize the initials, who turned in the dog as a stray. E.D.
Oh my God. Okay, may I say something here?
So hang on.
Oh, okay.
No,
okay.
Let me finish. E.D. turns in the dog as a stray and says that the dog was found in the street.
Okay.
Okay? At that point, RP believes that ED is also affiliated with your ex, EM.
Okay.
Okay? RP, so we look in our system for under the microchip on our own database, couldn't find any information. So our SOP is to call AVID, right? Because it's an AVID chip. So we called AVID. AVID gave us your phone number, your name, and phone number that was not in service. And I'm happy to give out that phone number if you want that number on this tape. Okay. So, however, RP put his name, you had RP, your friend, put his name as an emergency contact.
Okay.
He's the only one other than this PP, right?
Okay.
So RP was called, and at first we left a message. He didn't answer. We left a message and asking him to relay the message to the owner, which is you, that the dog is here. Okay? Somehow EM was, the number came up. I can't figure it out, and I apologize.
I'll tell you how.
Well, EM was also called as a emergency contact, non-owner, right? And told the dog was here. EM assured us that he could get a hold of you, right? And that he would let you know that the dog was here. Okay? That was August 17th.
Okay.
On August 18th, EM came in to claim the dog.
Yeah.
Okay? At this time, RP told us about the whole abusive relationship, plus we had notes from the previous back in April about the abusive relationship, how he's probably the one that had somebody turn in the dog for him because he doesn't want anything to do with the dogs. And your other emergency contact, RP, told us not to release it to EM. He is not the owner. He's an ex and former emergency contact. Okay? So we told EM, I'm sorry, you're not the owner. We cannot release any information for you. Please try to get in touch of the owner and let her know the dog is here. Okay? Now, he said, fine, I don't want the dog, okay, but I will let her know. He never returned back to the shelter until 13 days later. Okay? Okay? So fast forward now. On August 26th, which is 9 days from the day the dog came in, okay, we have a note in our system that RP confirmed that he is the guardian for the dog, okay, in your absence. So RP's report says, I received a call from the Humane Society as your dog was turned in and they got my information from the microchip. RP emailed you to tell you this. You were very upset and wanted RP to contact
Can you repeat that because I got lost the last
Sure.
few sentences?
9 days later, after the dog's been here for 9 days, RP confirms that he's the guardian of the dog, okay, in your absence. So RP receives a call from us letting him know that the dog, sorry, I'm getting confused here, a male dog was turned in, and that they got we got RP's information from the microchip because he was added, right? So RP emails you to tell you that the dog is here. It says in his report that she was very upset and you wanted him to contact us. So he called us. Our staff member said that another emergency another person, which is EM, tried to claim the dog, but per him, we're not to release the dog. Okay? This is per RP's report. I explained that the ex-boyfriend and the situation, he was probably the one that turned in the dog. I told the Humane Society staff that the owner was out of the country and I was the alternate contact.